Ashutosh. How are you? And welcome to my
I'm
channel.
great. Thanks for asking. How about you? How's your day
I'm
going?
also, yeah, I'm also fit as well. Thank you so much for asking too. Well, we are meeting a second time, if you remember that.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we have been meet, I think 1 year ago, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it's been really long, more than a year, I think.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we should start the introduction. What you say?
Why not?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
So I'll start with my introduction. So my name is Ashutosh Trivedi. I hail from Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. About my education, I have completed my master's degree, that is Masters of Arts in English Literature in 2024. And when it comes to my profession, first, I run a YouTube channel that focuses on spoken English conversations mainly. And second, I conduct online sessions for my students. So I'm a spoken English trainer by profession. When it comes to my hobbies, I like talking to people as much as I can. And I like singing, photography, and playing cricket as well. So that's all about me. Thank you.
Very glad to know all of these things. Okay, so once you mentioned here you have done your master in 2024. So from where you have done?
It is from Kanpur University.
Okay, CSJMU.
Yes.
Okay, now it's my turn. Well, my name is Magdi Bajpayee. I basically belong to Uttar Pradesh, Kanpur too. And if I talk
Mhm.
about my qualification, I have done my master subject of English literature from Dayanand Anglo Mahavidyalaya, Kanpur University. Apart from this, I'm also running my YouTube channel as well as teaching that same language in my institute. That's all about me.
Oh, that's great to hear about you. Okay.
Yeah, so we both are connecting from Kanpur. Why we don't think like that? We have to take a session in a offline, like a podcast, to meet together.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know
We
what?
can think
Yeah, of
about
course.
it. Mhm.
Yeah, in previous days, if you talk about, have connected. It's Rajni Verma. So she just
Mhm.
told me, I think you should just connect with Ashutosh from Kanpur because he also belonged to Kanpur, and you have to meet and together and just take a podcast like our way. Then I thought, yeah, we can,
Mhm.
and we have done also a session with you a previous year.
Yes.
Okay, so tell me, how can we elaborate the session? How can we make interesting the session?
Sorry, what was your question? I didn't get it.
I'm saying because I don't have any plan to elaborate the session, but I'm just telling to you, I'm just asking to you, how can we elaborate the session? Is there any plan? Is there any question you want to ask me?
Yeah, you can, if you have some questions, you can go forward. I would love to answer them. And if I'll get any question in between, I'll ask you.
Yeah, okay, because I didn't plan anything else. No, I have to just ask that. But suddenly I'm very eager to connect with you again because have you I just watched a lot of videos and you on YouTube. Then I thought now I have to connect again because in previous time I think you have only a 500 subscribers, but now you have still a lot of and you are much popular. So that's why I really want to connect with you again. Okay, the question is that I think once when we connect here, then you have done all your I think bachelor a
Yes.
graduation, but now you have done your master. So what is the plan to behind to done a master the subject of English literature?
Yeah, so basically, I come from a commerce background, and
Mhm.
maybe when I was doing my bachelor's, it was 2022. So maybe we have connected 2 years ago. I'm not sure about it. I would have
Mhm.
to check the dates. So that time I was doing my bachelor's, that was BCom honors accounting from Banaras Hindu
Yeah.
University, and I wanted to pursue my career in commerce. But when I was back to my hometown in 2020 due to COVID 19, even though I was pursuing my bachelor's, but I lost my interest in commerce and I started working on my communication skills. So after completing my bachelor's degree, because it was most of the semesters were online, I gave only one semester offline and 5 semesters were online. So I was not able to do my bachelor's degree in a way I wanted to, as I was a student of BHU. So I wanted to do it regularly, but unfortunately I could not. So then I thought of moving forward with my communication journey, and I thought, why can't I go for the Masters of Arts? I should have a degree in English. Then I started pursuing my master's degree in English literature. But to be honest, after taking admission in it and after understanding the syllabus, I thought it is not going to help me with my spoken English at all,
Yeah.
because though these are two different things. Literature, having the knowledge, the history, and a lot of things about English language, but it is not going to help you with your spoken English. So yes, but I took admission, and I used to study whenever I used to have exams. But at the same time, I was working on my spoken English. I was talking to people as much as I can. So this was the plan, to have a degree in English, and I thought it would help me in my communication journey, but it did not, to be honest. But at the same time, I was working on myself to become better as a communicator. So that was the plan. And of course, I want to grow my YouTube channel at this moment. I want to grow as much as I can. I know it's working fine for me, but I want really, I would say, a great growth on my channel. And I want to conduct more and more sessions for my students. I want to help them online. In future, maybe I can look for any offline institute as well. I'm not sure about the city and where I can do it. But of course, all these plans I have for the future. First, I would be looking for the YouTube to grow my social media content and social media channels. And second, I would be conducting online sessions for my students, because online you can get students from all around the world, not from India only. But when
Yeah,
it comes to offline, if I would be starting my institute in Kanpur, I would get regional students.
yeah,
Yesterday, I was also discussing the same thing, that I'll get regional students. And second thing, I'll get students, not professionals, right? You cannot expect a lot of professionals there, right? People would be like 11th standard student, 12th, or maybe the graduation students. So but I like training people who are already in a job, or who are professionals, so I can train
mhm,
them for the interviews, for the promotion, and they know the value of communication skills.
yeah,
But somebody who is a student of 10th, 11th, 12th, they don't understand the value of communication. They are just doing it, and they only come to you in May and June when they have summer vacations, and then they again go back to their scheduled classes and things.
yeah, 100%
So
right.
that
Because
kind of
I
plans I have.
have. Yeah,
Mhm.
I am facing the same things as you mentioned here. They are just find out the location. No, just because of to wasting their time. No, I don't have to waste any single time to anywhere. That's why they are coming here and to join for the spoken classes. But I really want that types of student who really want to work on their fluency, on their communication skills, who really want to go for the cracking an interview. Yeah, of course, I have same degree I have done just because of to improve my communication skills. Then I took that. Syllabus of when I saw the syllabus of English literature, it's a very vast. And you have to more focus about that. Then I am not good at English. I was not good at this language. Still, have covered that syllabus, and I thought what I taken, and it's not my cup of tea. But I just get it. I just qualified the master. Now I'm also doing that things. We can say that considering that things, no, I have done my master. But if anybody asks why did you done, why did you do, so the answer is that just because of to improve my communication skills. But result is that is totally different, because language and literature both are different segments.
Yes, exactly. And degree is not going to help you. For that, we have different courses, right? CELTA,
Yeah,
or the British Council, or the Cambridge, and many courses are there. They are particular IELTS. They are particularly for spoken English or the speaking things. But if you are doing any degree, that is not going to help you with your speaking part. And if you're doing from the city like Kanpur, nobody is going to speak English here. So if you live in a
yeah.
place where, at least if you maybe go to South India, and if you're doing from the Bangalore, there at least you can get an environment where a student will speak to you in English, or the good renowned universities. But here in Kanpur University, people are not able to speak Hindi very well. How they are going to speak English here? So that's what the condition is.
And I
So
think
that's
here
what
people
I
are not.
understood, that it is. Mhm. You have to create your own environment. You don't have to
Yeah.
dependent. You don't have to be dependent on your surroundings here.
Hmm. So one question is in my mind to come at sudden. How to start your journey? Who just hit you? Know you have because it has here you mention it. I'm just student of commerce. Then you change your side. Then I want one thing I would like to ask you. What is your background like that? Hindi medium, English medium?
It was Hindi medium. I studied from Navodaya Vidyalaya. Okay. So few subjects were in English, one or two, and most of the subjects were in Hindi. I was comfortable with Hindi, and I wrote my exams in Hindi as well, like business studies, economics, and account and English were in English. Just account and English, and Hindi I had. I was a very good student of Hindi. I scored 99 out of 100 in 12th board. So I was confident and I used to speak good Hindi at that time. But when I went to university, I went to BHU, I wanted to improve my English communication skills. Mainly, I wanted to improve my communication skills. But when I went there, I have seen some of my classmates, mainly girls, they were introducing themselves in English in a very good manner. They would put their point forward, and boys would be looking at them like, oh, how nicely they are doing it. And of course, my classmates, like boys, they would say, like, where are you from? They would say, Baba ki Nagari Kashi se. Like they would confidently say. So I felt like I am not improving my English. At the same time, I'm just not improving my Hindi as well, because they used to speak in like Bhojpuri. Many of the students were from Bihar and all those states. So that's how it is. But actually, what happened one day, I was in a queue of bank. It was in BHU main campus, and one boy came to me and he asked me something, that can you speak English? And he wanted to share something with me, or he wanted to ask something related to that bank, but I was not able to speak, and I confidently denied. I said no, I can't. So, but I was really happy saying no to him at that time. But later I realized that in future, if anybody would be there, due to this language barrier, I would not be able to understand. I would not be able to solve their problems. I would not be able to understand what they want from me. So that thing first. And second, what happened? One, there was a sports meet, and there were two of the professors from another faculty. They were talking to each other. And my friend and I, they were looking at their faces, that how nicely and smoothly they were communicating in English. So we were very happy listening to them. But after 1 minute, I felt, why can't I be on that place? And why can't I speak English, even though I'm pursuing my graduation degree? I'm not someone who cannot learn something at this age. So then I came back to my room, but unfortunately, due to my busy schedule and I was studying hard, it was first semester, I did not get sufficient time to work on my communication at that time. But fortunately, unfortunately, I was back to my hometown due to COVID 19. And there was a notice that now there would be vacation for a long time. There is no certainty due to COVID 19. Then, when I stayed in my home for 2 months, I worked on music for 2 months, particularly. But after 2 months, I thought I should work on something which is going to give me some benefits in my future. Then I came across a video of Warren Buffett, and where one anchor asked, just one interviewer or just that man asked Warren Buffett, that what would you recommend somebody if he wants to improve himself despite of his age? He said communication is something, if anybody is working on their communication skills, he is going to be 50% better than himself. It does not matter what is their age. So then that hit me, and I thought I should work on my communication skills. I was always looking for the personality development in Banaras Hindu University, but as I told you, people were speaking Bhojpuri and all those local slangs. So I thought I would not be able to improve. But then I started working online. I got an application that was Buddy Talk, and I started interacting with the people from there. And I started following teachers like English with Lucy, Bob the Canadian, English with Vanessa, or Lingu Marina. All these trainers I started following, and I started watching their content. And then at the same time, I started talking to strangers. I was not aware of the questions they were asking, but I used to write all those questions which I was not able to answer. Then I would search on YouTube or maybe on Google, or I would ask the same question to the next user or the next co-learner. So that's how I started my journey. And then I became crazy. I started speaking to people for 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. Then Buddy Talk, then Halo. Then I became the part of more than 50 WhatsApp groups. WhatsApp groups were there where people used to talk with each other. And I started making 20 to 25 calls a day. So that's how I started my journey, and that gave me an inspiration. When I started getting appreciation from people, it, of course, it gave me again another boost that you can do it. So that's how I started my YouTube, and I continued with the YouTube. That's how my journey was,
I
and it's
think
going
you
on.
did a lots of effort. You did lot of efforts to improving your fluency. If I talk about myself, I didn't do any effort to improve my fluency just because of to teaching. just somebody gave me opportunity. No, you have to teach. I grabbed it and I start teaching. Even that, I just thought this is my responsibility. I have to teach that thing, because if I teach anything wrong, so maybe it's not going to be good. Not it's not showing my good personality in front of the people. That is only main reason I have covered. But as you mentioned here, then I have to learn from you. I have to work a lot, because as you mentioned, you have just connected with a lot of applications, lots of I think WhatsApp group you have connected many times. That's why you gain out that fluency. I think you deserve it. Okay, so that is your last plan. No, I have to just inculcate ourselves in this field. Yeah, even after apart from this, you think anything else? No, I have to do that thing also.
No, actually, social media, I feel, or something, the communication is the vast thing and has a bright career and the bright future. So I would be looking around the communication only. I want to surround my career with the communication skills. I want to improve myself as a speaker, public speaker, as a trainer, as a coach. I would be improving, but now I don't want to change my field. Already I changed, right? I come from the commerce background and they came into it. So now I don't want to do a lot of experiments, because now I want to explore this field as much as I can. Otherwise, if I would be taking something, just it's been around 4 years now, and if I'll change something at this moment, again I will have to start from zero. So now I don't want to
Yeah,
experiment. I want to go forward with this skill, and I want to become just expert of it. And I feel it's a something which is going to take your whole life to become better at it, because every single day you come across something which you do not know. That's what I have learned in all these 4 years. At this moment also, there are few very deep things of the language which I am not aware of. So I would love to know all those things. I would love to have conversation with the more and more people to boost my confidence, to become better with the same thing. Like maybe I used to introduce myself 4 years ago as well, and nowadays also I'm introducing myself in front of people. But maybe there is a slight difference, right? Because I
yeah.
have been doing it for very long, so it changed. So the same thing, if I would be doing for a long, repetition is the key of success. So if I would be repeating the same things, I would become better at it.
Yeah, very nice to talk with you. Okay, the second question is in my mind. I just all questions are coming to sudden. How to work of our vocabulary, because I just thought the vocabulary make you a perfect way to speak, to just express your views and thoughts a very better way, a clearly way. Then how can we work on that topic?
Yeah, exactly. Vocabulary is really important. I feel the people who come from vernacular medium or for Hindi background or any other background, so they don't have a lot of exposure towards the English subject also. They are always afraid and they want to get 35 or 40 out of 100 or 17 out of 50. They want to get passing marks in the English language somehow. They do not take a lot of interest in it. So that's what is. So for that, for them, it is very important to have the knowledge of vocabulary. And what I have seen many students of the UP board, what they do, they take dictionary and they start mugging up those words, which is not at all recommended. Okay, you don't have to do it. Try to expose yourself to the English content. Listen to English content. A lot of things are like BBC podcast of the 6 minutes. When you watch that 6 minutes BBC podcast, maybe it will be difficult for you to understand in the beginning if you're a complete beginner. But if you're on intermediate level, it is going to help you to learn a lot of new vocabulary, because they come through just news reviews and things. But what I recommend people to go through this, it's stories, very small stories and the simple stories in the beginning, to learn new words and to learn the sentence structures. And if you come across any new word, write down in your notebook and then watch that story or sentence again, to understand the context, that where you can use it and how you can use it and where they used it. Okay,
Yeah,
so just after writing that word, you can do research. You can go on Google and try to understand, is it noun, adjective, or just adverb, and what are the ways to use it. And then try to repeat that word in your own mind, discuss with your friends, speak out loud, try to make stories, try to make sentences. Then it would be good, it would go to your subconscious mind. Otherwise, it would be temporary for some time. You would think that you remember it, but you
yeah,
will not be able to use it while speaking English. Okay, so that is the one thing. And second thing, reading articles. Take a paragraph, try to read it, and if you come across new words, find meanings, find substitutes, and then try to use those words in your own conversations. So I do not recommend people to just go and mug up the words without understanding where to use and how to use. I used to do that and it did not work. Many people do it. When they start their spoken English journey, their notebooks are full with the words. Like they have written maybe 1,000 words, 2,000 words, but they are not able to use maybe 20 out of them also. So that is kind of waste of time. So it's better to learn words practically by listening to the English content attentively and by reading articles. So reading articles or reading novels, whatever you prefer. So in this way, I recommend people to learn vocabulary.
Yeah, I'm totally agree with your point because I am also preparation of government exams. So the subject of English language, I have done a lot of word. I have a like the bundle of that word. But if I come to speak, I forget how to use it. So I think it's a best example when we are learning any word. So we just try to use this word in our conversation. Then we are able to know that okay, this word is going to be like that. This word is going to be like that. Okay, we can just start because one word if we can use so it's can be used a different way. It doesn't use a
Mhm,
single way. You can use these words in a different way. So of course you just try to just use these all of words again and again over your conversation. Like when anybody give us anything, then we say thank you, and we never think oh thank you. We are learning that word. We are very familiar with this word. So that's why the words always help you to become a familiar with that word. Then you are able to pronounce that word very clearly. Okay, so as it is, I think we have done the all question and now I would love to wind up this session, but I really enjoy with you that session, and I'm eagerly waiting of that because I have sent you, I think, message. Uh, we talked about month ago, but you didn't reply. But now today I got a reply, so that's a good for me.
I'm sorry for late response. Actually, it's very difficult. I do not go on Skype frequently, to be honest. Only I go
Mhm.
there to have a session and I come back. So I do not use this as a messenger or the WhatsApp that I go there and check it out, like who's texting there. So it becomes very difficult to get back to people sometimes. And sometimes, yes, their messages are there, but I'm not able to respond them on many platforms. Generally, I use WhatsApp. That is also I use rarely because all of the notifications on my phone, they are muted. I don't want any distraction, to be honest. I want to focus on something which I'm doing at this moment. I don't want to get the distraction that who's texting and
Mhm.
why he's texting like that.
Okay, not an issue. Okay, so that conversation are very nice with you. Okay, now I'm going to wind up the session. Okay,
Yes.
have
Bye
a
bye.
good day.
Take care and thanks
Okay,
for inviting me.
thanks you too, Miss accepting my request.